Alright guys, here we are with my G&G GK5c. I won it in their Facebook contest on their page. So this gun is modeled after the Swedish AK5c. It is OD green, as you can see here, but I know some of you don't like that, so G&G is actually coming out with this in black and also two-tone with the OD green. So it's going to look very good like that. Anyways, starting with the stock here, it is rubberized on the cheek weld and the shoulder part of it, so you get a very positive grip on your shoulder with this. Moving on with the adjustable part of it, to adjust it, all you do is flick it out like that, and it adjusts out and in, and to lock it back, simply push this lever back in like that. To fold it, all you do is push it down, and it folds across and locks it in place. Very secure. To unlock it, push it down and back, and it will secure itself on the return. So very solid stock, minimal wobble, especially for a folding stock. So they did a very good job there. Moving on, the body is where their build quality really shows off. This is a stamped steel body, so it's very heavy and very, very solid. I'm going to prove it to you that it's steel by using the motor here. It sticks to the gun and it's staying attached on its own. So very thick, sturdy steel. The fire selector is ambidextrous. You can see that here like that. I'm going to show you the other side of the gun here. The selector is not very crisp, but it definitely gets the job done. So I know that could have been something that could have been improved on. Going on with the body here, the bolt catch actually does work on it. To lock it back, simply rack it back and it locks itself in place, exposing the hop up and the gearbox itself. And to release it, simply depress this button. It's like an AR right here, and it makes a very satisfying click when you release it. It is very loud and stiff, and that's probably my favorite part of the gun. So moving on, the grip, motor grip here is enlarged, and so is the trigger guard here, going along with the Swedish style of the AK5c. Normally the Swedish fight in cold conditions and they're always wearing gloves, so the designers took that into account with it, and G&G reflected that in their design. Moving on, we have the mag release here. It's not ambidextrous, but it's very similar to an AR-15 mag release like that. The mag it comes with is their new waffle style mag. It comes in OD green as well. It's a high cap, so you know, nothing super special there, but it definitely gets the job done as far as magazines. So moving on, top rail sights. The front sight here is foldable. It folds down and up. Top rail is aluminum, very solid. It's not going anywhere. Bolted to the upper receiver. The handguard is made out of polymer, and it comes with these polymer rail covers. The handguards they're very solid, but they have a little bit of give right up here if you squeeze the top of it right here, but it's definitely not going to break unless you seriously abuse this gun. To access the battery compartment, simply press this into this lever here. It clicks out, and just grab it and pull it off very easily. Battery space is very limited, and if you expect to get this gun, please make note of the battery space. It will not hold any type of nickel metal hydride batteries at all. You'll have to get a LiPo, either the 11.1 tri-panel style or the 7.4 nunchuck style. So you guys need to take that into account if you ever want to get this gun. And to put the battery compartment back on, simply place it back on and flick the lever back on, and very securely held. The rail covers come off very easily. They simply pick up and out like that, exposing the rails. The rails are made of aluminum, and they come in this very nice brown color. It really accents the gun very well, and very nice finish on it. It is sturdy. It's not going to scratch easily. The rails aren't too sharp, so they're pretty comfortable. The outer barrel is steel. So is this mock piston tube. It's also steel. So very solid construction. There's very little barrel wobble in the gun at all. Actually, there shouldn't be any, and there isn't. Bottom rail, same story. Rail covers come off, like so, exposing its complete one-piece rail. This is all one piece, this whole rail, going back into the handguard. So, very sturdy rails. Flash hider is, of course, your typical orange plastic flash hider. I'm probably going to get a replacement of it in something of a similar style, or getting a quick detach suppressor so I can run a barrel extension. Same story on the other side. It has the same indention on it as the other side of the handguard, but this is not a lever. It's an insert for a pressure pad for a flashlight. So if you mount your flashlight on the handguard here on this rail, you can simply directly run your pressure pad into the handguard, making it very low profile but still easy to access your pressure pad. So it's a fantastic addition to the gun, which shows how usable it is. So that's pretty much it on the externals. The build quality is fantastic. I'm very, very satisfied with this gun. Is definitely the nicest external quality gun I've ever owned. So going on with the internals here, it comes with their G&G's standard, unfortunately it's their centered gearbox. I know those have a reputation for cracking, but I've never had one crack on me, so I'm not too concerned. It has their top tech internals. I've done some research on it. Their wiring harness actually comes with a MOSFET on it, and I've been told they've done a better job with stock shimming, and just the internal quality is better. So that's why G&G is able to recommend an 11.1 LiPo. Of course, I'm going to go in it later on and tune it up some more with shimming and AOE and various things like that, so that it can be more reliable as a primary. So internal quality, so out of the box, is very nice. It comes with G&G's high torque motor. I don't know how that is compared to, say, an SHS motor, but I plugged this in with a 9.6 volt battery, and obviously it wouldn't fit the handguard, but I just did it for a test, and it sounded very crisp. It didn't have much noise in the gearbox. It had a decent trigger response. The battery was half dead, but it sounded like it had a very good trigger response. The rate of fire was subject to the life of the battery. It wasn't fully charged, so the rate of fire was kind of slow in my initial test, but I'm definitely going to come back with a shooting video later on once my 11.1 comes in to fit in this gun. And then at that time I'll do a range test. So there it is. I'm very satisfied with it. I'm definitely keeping this. I'm not selling it to those of you who have been nagging me about wanting to buy this. So that is it. That is my G&G GK5c.